cousin, I wanted to come live today, girl, but I just can't. Today, news broke there are two Christian couples, well known, popular Christian couples that are getting divorced. I'm just going to talk about one of them now because the other couple, I don't know them that well. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research. But they announced their divorce today. They were in the news and some of us. The couple I want to talk about today is Bishop Jake's daughter, Cora Jakes Coleman, and her husband, Richard, are getting a divorce. They've been married for 11 years. $11. And you know what? You know what came to mind when I saw this? I said, you know what? Young people, don't get married. Don't. I'm telling you, don't. Do not get married. Don't. Do not get married. Happy Monday, y'all. Welcome back. You know, over here we talk about dating and marriage, and we take what's going on the news, and social media, and we apply it to our lives. Okay? For those people who want to say we're gossiping, I just want to say that. My channel is different from every other channel on YouTube in that we take what's going on in the world and we apply it to our lives, and we use that information so that we can learn and that we can make better decisions. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up. Listen, my allegedly Janice channel, I just got the email that it was approved, but they're so backed up or something. Something is going on with YouTube over the last week or two. That stuff is backed up. So I got the email, but I don't see no commercials over there yet. So I was going to jump on and do a live, but until I see them commercials, baby, I'm not jumping on. Okay. So I wanted to talk about this today. This just came out. Okay, the other couple came out this morning. I'm going to come back and talk about that because I want to keep the focus on this couple. So be sure to subscribe and thumbs up. And so Cora and her husband, Richard, they've been married for 11 years. And Cora announced today that she is getting a divorce on Instagram. And so she says on her Facebook group, "It is with a heavy heart that I announce that my husband and I have decided to divorce. This is a very private and personal matter, and I kindly ask for your prayers as I prioritize myself and, most importantly, my children's well-being at this time." So we pray for her and her husband. We wish them the best. Too young to be getting married. Too young. My advice, but you know what? People was talking when she posted her Christmas picture and the husband wasn't there. So it is so very sad that there are so many couples getting divorced, but Christian couple. Let me tell you, young people, if you are in your 20s, please don't get married. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you want, baby. You don't know. I'm sorry to tell you, but you don't know what you think you know what you want, but you don't. You do not. Because you know what happened when you get married in your 20s? And I can hear some of y'all old people talking about, my husband, now we got married 18 and 20. Child, we've been married 55 years. Tell me how many times he done cheated on you. Tell me how many times he done beat your ass. Tell me how many times he done kicked you out. Tell me how many times he mistreated you and you're still there. See, y'all want to tell us you've been married 50 years, but y'all don't want to tell us the real truth. So I'm telling young people, don't get married because you don't know what you want. Because the other girl, the other Robert girls, she got married too young. She got pregnant. Then she ran to the altar. Then that didn't work. Then she ran the other pastor man down. Too young to be getting married because you do not know what you want. And let me explain this for those of you who's going to say me and my husband been married 50 years. Read your Bible. The Bible says every generation is weaker. So every generation is weaker. Men 50 years ago are not the same men today. They're not. Men in my husband's age group, my husband is in his mid-50s, they're not the same as the men that my girls in their 20s are dating today. That's why a lot of y'all can't find no provider husband. Because these men these days raised in single mama homes are feminized, feminine. Mamas struggle to pay all the bills, so I ain't being no provider. It's rare. It is absolutely rare to meet a young man in his 20s, and dare I say in his 30s, that wants to be a provider husband. Why? Because they were raised in single mama's home where mama struggled, or they were raised with no good man, and mama had to work 55 jobs and pay and provide for all the family. So they didn't see that. See, my husband, his father worked and took care of all of them, paid the mortgage, and sent them to school. And he's been working at the same job since he was 11 years old. 11 years old. He was working there at one place, and then he was also doing newspaper delivery. And my husband, Daddy, was getting up 4 o'clock in the morning, delivering newspaper until he was 90 years old. 90. And the only reason he stopped was his car died, and my husband couldn't find a car to buy him a car quick enough, and he got sick. This was 2 Christmases. He still talk about it, how he didn't get his Christmas money. Because, you know, for Christmas, they dropped their envelope. He still talk about it. He said, Michael, and my husband's dad speak just like my husband. Very Barack Obama-ish, well-spoken. He says, Michael, perhaps I can go and, you know, knock on their doors and, you know, get my envelopes. My husband said, Dad, no, that's gone. 2 years ago. Until he was 90. So my husband is doing what he saw him do, and we're teaching our little boy, you are a provider. God created you to provide. We're gonna raise you up in the right way. You're gonna go to college if that's what you choose to do. You trade school, something. You going to get you an education, or you're gonna get you a trade, and you are going to find you a nice Christian black wife, African American, woman of color, wife, black, Negro here like your mother and your sister, and you're going to marry her. You're going to love her and provide for her, and you're going to protect her and take care of her, and you're going to have beautiful black babies, and you're going to take care of these beautiful black babies, and you're going to love her like Christ loved the church. So you know what I'm telling my young girls? You're too young, baby. 25, don't get married. In the wife group, oh, I'm 22. I'm going to be getting married. What advice would you give me? I said, don't. Don't get married. This day and age, girls, you don't even get married till you're about 30. The men don't get married till you're 40. I'm trying to tell you. Because y'all don't know what you want. Because the people that get married in their 20s, they think they know what they want. But when they hit their mid-30s, going into 40s, then they say, oh, that's not it. I need a divorce. Because you've outgrown each other, and now your eyes are open. You realize that's not what I wanted. But the Bible already said that every generation is weaker. So if every generation is weaker, that means people in their 20s should not be getting married. They're too weak. My daughter is 27. My little boy is 7. I think he just turned 7, 2015. That's 7, right? Mm-hmm. My little boy generation is weaker than Alexia generation. And I can see it. I can see it. And all these couples you see getting a divorce, got married, they've been married 11 years in their 20s. Because now in your mid-30s, you're coming into your own and you're coming into your senses and you're realizing what you thought you wanted in your 20s. You don't want that. And I know some of y'all gonna say that's not a reason for divorce. Well, they're getting a divorce. Divorce is worse in the church than it is in the world. People, sinners, are staying married longer than people in the church. You know why? Because y'all said God said. And every couple I know that said God said they're divorced today. Sister James, God told you Michael was your husband? Nope. He matched my list. My daddy judged him. I judged him. He was what I wanted, and I felt peace in my spirit. God did not say, yes, Michael Thompson is your husband. And neither did he say no. God didn't tell. No, he didn't. I had a list, and he matched it. Check out. First of all, there was mutual attraction in my book that's coming out. There was mutual attraction, mutual interest. I saw that tall, caramel man, well-dressed, well-spoken, well-educated, great job, six-figure, executive vice president, save, tithe-paying, wanted to provide for me. And I said, yes, Lord. When I met him, I listened to how he spoke. He was clean cut. He was nicely dressed. He had nice fingernails. He had beautiful teeth. His shoes was clean. He went to the church up the street. He liked me. I found him attractive. He asked to meet my daddy. My daddy liked him. Check, 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 check. He told me I'm only exclusively dating you. I say I don't do boyfriends. He says, uh-oh. Month later, he told me he loved me. I said, thank you. Okay. When he started showing interest, I said, give me the credit report. Give me your W-2s. Take me to the job. Give me your W-2s. Give me the credit report. Put it out in front of me. He matched my list what I wanted. But God did not tell me marry him. And God did not say marry him. But I felt the peace of God in my spirit. And I'm telling you, every couple I know that say God said they are divorced today. Every couple that got married while I was in school, I pray, Lord, when you gonna do it for me? They are divorced today. With the exception of one, I'm going to call, when I talk to my dad tomorrow, I'm going to ask him if they're still married. Because all of their friends that got married are divorced. Excuse me. So you know what I say? Girls, y'all not ready because you don't know what you want. You think you do, but you don't. Because the Bible says every generation is weaker. So while your grandmama was ready to get married at 18 and 19, 65 years ago, baby, you are not ready 65 years later because you're weaker than your grandmother was 78 years ago. And you think you know what you want, and these men are not ready. They are not prepared to be married. There must be a preparation to be married. God called King David, and David, it was, I forgot how many, but David was 17 years old when Samuel anointed him to be king of Israel, but David was almost 40 before he sat on the throne. Why? There was a process he had to go through to be ready to sit on the throne. Girl, these men are not ready. Come on, I feel my preach coming on. But let me go. I feel my preach coming on. Baby daddy went to pick the baby up. He said, don't pick me up till 5:15, daddy, 5:15. Don't baby. You're not ready. And he's not ready. I'm sorry. He ain't ready, girl. He's not ready to lay his life down for you. He's not ready to work that thing out. I'm not talking about him, but anyways, okay. They're not ready. It's unfortunate. I hate to see, divorces is not a bad thing. But me personally, I ain't gonna be miserable, child. I ain't gonna be miserable. Go about your business. I go about my business. Come on, let's go see. I'm going to see the judge. You know that song, I'm going to see the king. I'm going to see the judge. And I'm so glad I waited. So glad I waited. And I'm so glad I listened to my father, because he said, Janice, you love that boy more than he loves you. You ain't ready to get married, babe. And let me tell you how God saved me. All of my years of dating, I'm giving you a little bit in my book now. All of my years of dating, I was never attracted to none of them. Not one. All those guys I dated, what is dating? Dating is together data. Not one of them. You knew who I was attracted to, Mr. Rugged, Mr. Kryptonite, and my husband. 3 of them. And Mr. Rugged was the man that made me realize that I could get a Michael. Mr. Kryptonite was the guy that I saw. Hold up now. He's a CFO. Okay? This man is a CFO over a multitude of business. Hold up. I don't have to settle for Pookie Rares and Towers. I wouldn't have no way, because you all know me. I would have been left. But Mr. Rugged and Mr. Kryptonite helped me to realize I could get a Michael. And I said in another video, it's a pity that I lost contact with Mr. Rugged, but sometimes you just have to cut that thing off. And ever so often when I see Mr. Kryptonite, I just avoid him. I just look straight through him like I don't see him. But they helped me to realize that I could get a good husband like my husband. But I'm so glad I waited, because I promise you, if I had gotten married in my 20s to my college sweetheart, I know I would have been divorced. I would have been, because all that I knew and learned up to my age of 30, 35, I didn't know it then. I didn't understand submission. I didn't understand what it means to be a helpmate. I didn't understand honor your husband, respect your husband. I didn't understand none of those things. All I knew was I was in love. I love him, and I want us to get married. That's it. And he was saved, and he was working a little job, and he could afford a 2-bedroom apartment. That's all I knew. That's it. That was why I wanted to get married. He's saved. He loved God. I'm saved. I love God. And he worked at a radio station, pastor. He could take care of us. And my father said, no, daughter, you love him too much. You need to cut that off. A husband is to love his wife more than she loves him, because the love for a husband and wife is different. I'm giving y'all too much. That's probably why, y'all be half stepping on my books, because I don't preach the whole sermonette on the YouTube. But anyways, girl, my book is coming out about the guys I dated, and I'm gonna need y'all to pick y'all. But I'm sorry for Cora and her husband that they're going to a divorce. And let me say, I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna say this. And those of you who's in the spirit, you're going to catch it. Let me know if you catch it, okay? Cora is the one with the mantle. Did you catch it? Did you catch it, baby? Cora got the bishop's anointing. Let me know if you catch it. Say, catch it, catch it, catch it 3 times if you catch it. Because, I've been in church my whole life. Cora is the one that is anointed and has Bishop Jake's mantle. Y'all, some of y'all don't even know what a mantle is, but if you know what a mantle is, say it, mantle, mantle, mantle 3 times. This is how I'm going to know who will listen to the end. And how many of y'all know there's a difference between gift and talent? How many of you know difference between gift and talent? Michael Jackson, gift. Beyonce, talent. And on that, I got to go, girl.